If you're a Michigan rail fan, you've probably heard of Durand, Michigan, a very popular rail fanning spot on the CN Flint subdivision. Durand is located just a little bit west of Flint. Now on to the tour of Durand Union Station. Durand Union Station is both a station and a museum. The museum has some pretty cool stuff in there, including an operating railroad signal, so that's pretty cool. And then there's obviously the station, which you should check out as well. The station itself has an old-fashioned design, because it's an old station, obviously. There are no staff here. Instead, there's some machines to get your tickets. There's the older Amtrak logo. So yeah, and it also has some model train display cases, which is pretty cool. So yeah. Here's one of the model train display cases. It's got some pretty cool stuff in here, including a CN geometry car. Here in Durand, you can get some pretty good Canadian National action. Here is one of the Canadian Nationals I caught. If you're out in Durand during the weekdays, you may get to catch the Huron and Eastern and the Great Lakes Central Railway operating. They're pretty cool smaller railways that work at the yard there and operate on some of the tracks here. Here we see the Huron and Eastern 702 operating on the Port Huron Y. Here is a map of the lines and subdivisions of all the railroads that go through here. The red line running east and west is the CN Flint subdivision, which I mentioned at the beginning of the video. The Flint subdivision gets about 20 trains a day, which is pretty typical, but it gets some pretty good action. The Amtrak Blue Water also runs along this subdivision, however, early in the morning and late at night. The red line that comes off the Flint subdivision is the CN Holly subdivision. This line runs from Durand to Detroit, or the other way around as well. It's not a long line, it only gets about 5 freights, not including the Amtraks, but it's still decent to railfan on. The last 2 lines are the Huron and Eastern and the Great Lakes Central Railroad. The Great Lakes Central Railroad is the other line that goes through the diamond. It merges with the Holly sub, but then splits off a little later, more down south. Huron and Eastern has its own yard up there in Durand, and past the yard is Great Lakes Central owned. Well, that's about it for this video. If you have any questions, or if I missed anything in this video, please tell me down below in the comments. I would like to know and hear your thoughts. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.